Shanghai, the gleaming financial capital of China and one of the richest cities in the world. But what does that mean by comparison? Well, with a population of over 25 million, Shanghai is the third largest city in the world and often appears as a shining example of the success story of communist China. And admittedly, there's a lot of reasons to think it is. On the face of it, the city's economy is booming. Consider the following facts. The Shanghai Stock Exchange is second only to the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ. Shanghai's infrastructure is some of the best around. The city boasts the largest metro network and the busiest container port in the entire world. Shanghai's gross domestic product stands at over $530 billion and boasts the second highest number of billionaires of any city in the world, which gives Shanghai a GDP larger than Thailand. And as far as skylines go, Shanghai has few rivals. The city has one of the largest collections of skyscrapers outside of New York City, as well as the second tallest building in the world. Now, with all of these strengths, it's hard to view Shanghai as anything but a global center of wealth, opulence, and prosperity. So much so that the Chinese Communist Party routinely uses the city as a propaganda tool to highlight the success of their rule. So, after all of that, in terms of wealth, where do you think Shanghai would rank if it were a US state? The answer is dead last. That's right. And before you think we're comparing apples to oranges with a city-to-state comparison, we actually did that to put Shanghai in a better position. Because despite the fact that Shanghai has over 60 billionaires, the city's GDP per capita stands at only $22,000 annually. To put this number in comparison, it means that America's poorest state, Mississippi, is nearly twice as wealthy as one of China's wealthiest cities. But surely, Shanghai does a better job spreading the wealth around. After all, redistribution is kind of the thing with the Chinese Communist Party. But even when looking at median income, China still loses out to Mississippi. Then there's human development. Surely all of that infrastructure spending counts for something when we're assessing human development. But actually, the city enjoys no statistically significant advantage over Mississippi according to the Human Development Index. So the question is, why is Shanghai poorer than one of the poorest states in America? Maybe it's because, despite the fact that it lacks skyscrapers and stock exchanges, citizens, investors, and entrepreneurs in Mississippi don't have to contend with an authoritarian government that dictates the economy through central planning and can essentially shut down their business or confiscate their property anytime they feel like it. And if you think that Shanghai is the only example of this, you'll be shocked by what we uncovered when we look behind the curtain of Chinese economic policy in this video right here. I'm Nick Freitas with the Wine Minutes, and thank you for watching.